What is up, guys? So I just finished The Mandalorian and I actually wanted to do a full review of season 1, but I really wanted to make this video. So our next video, which will actually be my first video for the new year, will be a Mandalorian review of season 1. So look forward to that one. Now on to the video. This video. So I already did a spoiler-free or minimal spoiler review of The Rise of Skywalker, and basically I said it was like, it was okay, just the story was really lacking hard. In this video, I'm gonna list some things that I wish were different or was in the movie. Just looking at my list, it's mainly things I wish were different. Now, if you haven't seen the movie yet, just a warning, this has heavy spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, go watch it. If not, then you've been warned. But yeah, with that being said, let's get on with it. Okay, so straight off the bat, I'm gonna say I wish Hux was done differently in this movie. In Force Awakens, I actually really liked him. You know, for me, he was intimidating, he was badass, he was cool. And then The Last Jedi came out and he became a punching bag. Now, some of you may disagree with this, some of you may be like, but in my opinion, I actually would have liked to see J.J. Abrams make Hux, you know, like, bad again, if you get what I mean. In this movie, he was still kind of a pussy, punching bag type character. Shit, I mean, I would have preferred it if Hux was out of nowhere, like intimidating again. Granted, it would have been out of nowhere, but hey, if we're retconning The Last Jedi anyway, I don't see why not. After all, I feel heavily that Hux had a lot of potential. And I found it actually really interesting that he was the spy in the movie. Just for me, the execution was just... It could have been better. Now, I do know that J.J. Abrams did have a lot to, like, kind of work on, you know, and I guess material was limited, but I'd rather he just went back to being intimidating again out of nowhere than him still be what Rian Johnson made him. Okay, my next point. I actually did like that Rey reached out to the Jedis of the past and heard them. They spoke to her. Like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Yoda, Aayla Secura, etc. While the voices were cool, I'm actually slightly disappointed we didn't actually see any, like, ghost figures or like any of that. I mean, at the end where Rey goes to the Lars homestead, we do see a ghost of Leia and Luke. Heck, add some more ghosts there. We didn't get any during the battle with Palpatine on Exegol. I don't know how people would feel about this, but I would have rather see, like, say, like, Anakin, Obi-Wan, like, at Exegol, like, you know, doing one of these ones to help Rey. Or something. Point is, it would have been cool to see previous Jedis, well, the previous actors of the previous movies, appear in some way or form, besides the voices, in the last Skywalker movie. After all, this movie was meant to kind of tie in the entire Skywalker saga together, so... But I guess the voices will have to do. Another thing I wish was very different, and I feel like this would have actually improved the movie a lot. In my review, I did mention that it was so much going on, you know, it was rushed. Basically, I feel like they should have cut some plots and then work on other plots. So basically, with that being said, if that happened, you know, the flow would have been better, the movie would have made more sense, etc. A lot of people have been saying, you know, basically Rise of Skywalker is like 2 movies or more, like 4 movies, 4 good movies crammed into one movie, and it's just a mess. So again, it would have been nice to cut out some plots that we don't really need and then expand on the other ones that you're left with, if that makes any sense. I've seen the movie now 4 times, and every time I've had the same opinion or the same thought, is that there's just so much going on, you know, you really, in a way, struggle to try and keep up. Metaphorically speaking, you're watching the movie and then you look over to your left and all of a sudden, something else is going on. Like, for instance, you know, others may think differently, and that's fine, but the whole idea with Poe and Zori Bliss, you know, having like a relationship of some sort, I thought that was interesting. I would have liked to expand on that, but instead she gives her the coin thing, and is like, oh yeah, this will get you on any First Order Star Destroyer. But again, cut out some plots and focus on the other ones, and you would have a way, way better film. Another thing I wish was different was the Knights of Ren. Knights of Ren, just like Hux, had so much potential, but they were wasted. I can't really blame J.J. Abrams. I mean, Rian Johnson didn't put them in The Last Jedi because he couldn't fit them in or some shit. But more screen time with the Knights of Ren, anything would have been nice. You know, these characters were, I feel like, since The Force Awakens, were really leading up to be, you know, something like menacing, something, you know, something badass. But instead, they just kind of follow Ren around. They take Chewie, then some other stuff happens, and then Ben fights them and kills them. There are, like, some comics or something coming out about the Knights of Ren, but like I said in previous videos, I feel like we shouldn't have to rely on other like sources to validate things that are missing in films. So yeah, Knights of Ren were wasted. I wish that was different. My next point, in my opinion, Kylo Ren, or at this point now, Ben Solo, should not have died. I actually really liked it when he was redeemed. It showed another side of him. I digged it. Seeing him going at it with the Skywalker saber was cool. It kind of, this is probably just me, but it kind of reminded me of Anakin's fighting style just a little bit. And then he goes to assist Rey and Ben. Yeah, Ben at this point go to face Sidious, and then yeah, some other shit happens, and then they kiss, and then he dies. I don't know how anyone else feels about it, but I do know that a lot of people do agree that he should not have died. For me, it just didn't feel right that he did. I wish he was still alive. Like, even if he, like, kind of just went rogue, because, like, after all, he is Kylo Ren, you know, the previous commander, or should I say supreme leader of the First Order. So yeah, have him, like, go rogue somewhere, like, do his own thing, and then have him show up in comics or something, or later films, you know? Just he shouldn't have died. I can't really explain why. It was just, when it happened on screen, I'm like, no, he should not have died. And that's all I really have to say about that. He should not have been, well, he didn't get killed, he sacrificed himself, but yeah, he should not have died. Okay, my final point, I didn't even list this on my list, but it just occurred to me. At the end, when Rey visits the homestead, her bearing the lightsaber was good. I liked that. Her having her own saber, I thought was cool, you know, because now we see a yellow blade on screen. What I thought was a bit odd, when she brands herself as Rey Skywalker. Like, I understand why, but at the same time, that's like me going, oh, I'm a big Star Wars fan. From here on out, I'm Tyrone Lucas. Like, yes, she was trained by the Skywalkers, but again, it just, like the Ben Solo dying thing, it just didn't feel right. In fact, a lot of people in my session at the time of midnight actually cringed. I know Hudson didn't like it. I know Connor didn't like it. But, yeah, like, I understand that she doesn't want to be a Palpatine anymore because that name carries a lot of burden, but I would have rather that she keeps the Palpatine name and then turns it into something good. Like, yes, it would be hard, people fear Palpatine, but overall, and then at the same time, it could be a little lesson, like, be proud of who you are type thing, to an extent. But yeah, and after all, this was meant to be the last Skywalker film in the saga, and now we actually have a new Skywalker, and that's Rey. Not much else to really say there. But anyway, guys, those are my opinions. Do you agree or disagree? Comment below. I really want to know what y'all think, or what you think should be different, or if you actually disagree with my list. Comment below. Just please comment below. But anyway, guys, stay tuned for my Mandalorian review, which should come out Wednesday. May come out later, who knows, but either way, it's going to be my first video for the new year. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video, and may the Force be with you.